Bum 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 bum. Let's see. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, in the future, in the present, wherever you are when you're seeing this. It is Thursday night. No. Sorry. What day is it? Tuesday? Tuesday night. Tuesday night. Once again, we're here playing Elden Ring, just looking around, theorizing, looking at the lore, looking at things in the game. Because I love this game. Yep. I do. Yeah, let's see. Let me adjust my screen here. All right. Welcome back, boss. Welcome back, mind. Nice to see y'all again. Welcome. Hope you had a fabulous, fantastic Elden Ring day. Oh no, man, no. I'm not going to stream on Thursday. My kids are coming over, so I'll be spending time with them. What's up, Rattle? How's it going? You're on. Hello, welcome back. Yep. So, hold on. Let me turn off the light here so we can get into theory mode. I hope you have your coffee ready or your tea. I got my coffee ready in my Star Wars mug. I got some white mocha. Tastes funny. Kind of wish I didn't buy it. Maybe I put too much. Perhaps. All right, so here we are. I wanted to ask you if you had thoughts on why Radon's area is a desert. That is a good question. Is it a desert or is it a beach? You know what I mean? Because when you go to the beach, I'm sure you've been there. A lot of people have been to the beach. There's some areas of the beach where it's just sand dunes forever before it gets to the beach. You know? And the reason I know this because I've been to the beach several times in Texas, California, Mexico. Yeah. But if you believe that it's not just sand dunes before the beach, if you believe it might be a ripped out piece of the land, that's also a viable idea. See, I'm at the top of my game. Oh, Rattle, you're always at the top of your game, man. Always. Is by definition is a beach. Right. No, but I you know what I mean? It was always a beach, I think, perhaps. And the reason I think it was always a beach is because of the structure here. Of this structure. Of these structures. Because if this whole land area was ripped up and torn apart, or if something had hit this area, these structures would be more in ruin than they are. You know what I mean? Now, let's see. Sure, you have like this stuff, but you can account for this stuff from, time, erosion. Yeah, basically those two things. I mean, things do collapse over time on their own. But I for one think this has always been a beach. I mean, I've heard theories of people thinking that Fair Missoula was here, right? And that's entirely possible. But I think if there was going to be a greater reason, there would be an impact crater. There would be roads, actual roads. If there was a city here once, a wall of some type, not just what we see over here. Because if we can imagine what this structure may have been back in its prime, Could this been like a giant staircase down into the beach area? Could it been um what is that? What's that? A retaining wall of some type that they were building or trying to make? Could have been I guess these walls here were here by big wave once. Oh, were hit by a big wave once, making them precipit precip 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 making them look bigger. Is that what you're trying to say? Man, I don't have a real good education, bro. You can't be using big old words. I believe these are raw ruins. Yes. The entire landmass, of the lands between is the raw ruins. Is the Blackstone civilization, if you want to quote Vativitia or tarnished archaeologists. Because there's the structures for their stuff are all the way in the north, all the way into the Altus Plateau. I believe there's some in Liurnia, and there's definitely some here in Weeping Peninsula and Limgrave. The entire landmass, I believe the entirety of the lands between is an artificial creation by the Raw, whoever, if that's really what their name was, right? And if you want to believe that all of this was covered in a magma flood, I mean that's entirely possible, but I don't believe it was. I don't believe it. It may have been all underwater at one time. Well, I'd rather believe magma flood over it being submerged in water. But with what we see that Raider can do is form pillars out of random parts of the earth. I don't know if we should take that into account or not. These damn phones. Yeah, I get you, boss. And they always are related to water. Right, they are. Because, if it was, let's say if this was all underwater at one point, let's say if we ever find actual bottom, we know when in the ocean, we know in lakes that sediment builds up, compacts, builds up, compacts, builds up, compacts, and forms layers over ruins, preserving them. Is this what we're seeing in the lands between, the preservation of a giant structure or highway, aqueducts? I have no idea. Like, what are these? What were the reasons? Are these retaining walls? Not walls, but retaining or load bearing. Whatchamacallit? What are they called? I can't think of the moment. Load bearing studs, I guess you could call it. Were they holding up a ceiling? Were they part of a larger structure? Perhaps. I mean, I don't know. It's a complete mystery. And they did the water cycle. Why give us the ruins greatsword here? Why give us the ruins greatsword here? I mean, there's a number of reasons, really. Well, how do you want to look at it? You want to look at it in a meta way, or do you want to look at it in a in-game world way? Let me ask you that, Euron. The ruin it came from crumbled. The ruin it came from crumbled when struck by a meteorite. As such, the weapon harbors its destructive power. Right. You want to look at it both. All right. Since we don't have a definitive answer, we can only speculate in several ways. Let's look at it in a meta way. Right. If you get the sword here, right? Is Is it meant to be a powerful weapon against Radon? Okay. Did Miyazaki and the developers put it here to signify that perhaps whatchamacallit, Fair Missoula started here? Or was it that Fair Missoula floated across the landmass and it was dropping pieces? Or does it mean that Fair Missoula was floating in the sky like a city, like a castle in the sky, got struck, and all the pieces flew out everywhere? Or is it put here to throw us off from really seeing what the truth is, and it's just there to, to confuse us? Okay, that's the meta questions that you have to reconcile. And then if you're going to look at it at a lore wise, then you have to look, did the sword belong to somebody else? Did they die here? Did somebody bring here and lose the sword and then leave? There's numerous ways that the sword could have gotten here. I mean, it's whatever you want to think about it, really. I mean, that's just a really hard question. Why is the sword here? Because I don't. You always. I always speculate and I question the motive of why something is placed somewhere. Is it intentionally placed there to tell us something, or to throw us off something? With the presence of the bridge over there, I always thought that the place was underwater at one point, up to the level where you see structures and such. Yeah, I mean, that's entirely possible as well. But it makes me wonder, right? If this is ocean level, right? This is sea level, I guess. As close to sea level we can get. I always wonder why there's a waterfall here, but that's just me. I mean, can we see the waterfall from over here? No. Dang. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, that's viable. The pieces are all there for a reason, in my opinion. And you could be right. You could be right. It's a legendary as well. It is a legendary. But I genuinely believe, and like I always say, you'll have to decide for yourself, because there's not enough there to make anything can really work. Man, and I wish there was more definite answer I could give you. Like maybe, okay, let's see. Rattle says maybe it was a port, or the water receded. It took the ships with it, and they were all busted and left the shore out there. Maybe it was a port. I mean, I think there was a port out here. The reason I think there was a port once here that's no longer in existence is because there's two big ships here, and they're pointed. I don't know what the front of a ship is called, but they're pointed in, like they're sailing towards land. And then you have these people here, and you have these people here. I mean, the inner sea is busy. And he's going towards Liurnia. They're leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving. But these two great ships are coming into Liurnia. So there must have been a port here at one time. Are we sure the ruined greatsword is from Fair Missoula? No. It could have been. It can be for any city that was hit by a meteor. But we assume that it's from. It's safe to say that it's from Fair Missoula. All right, simply because of the item description, really, and simply because of the way it looks. The way it looks, also. But we don't know if it looked like that, because I mean, somebody carved the handle out. Somebody, it's been modified to what extent, I have no idea. Euron. Let's see. It has gold flecks of an ancient dragon. Let's go. Let me get to a wall. Let me get to a wall. Rattle says, where I have doubts is the description of Liurnia says that the place is sinking, but just over the ridge, the water receded. Hold on, Rattle. Is that gold flakes or is that some type of gold carving? That looks like writing of some type, like hieroglyphs. Oh, it kind of looks like my glove. Look at my crucible glove. I wouldn't say that's dragon. No, I'm sorry. No dragon. No dragoness flakes on there, my sir. Liurnia was hit by the meteorite we see in the lake of rot. All right, hold on. Let me reread Rattle's statement here. Where I have doubts, he says. Where I have doubts is the description of Liurnia says that the place is sinking, okay? But just over the ridge, the water receded. Okay, what ridge are you speaking of, sir? So all this, right, is sinking into the ground. Are you talking about this ridge? Or are you talking about this ridge? The eastern, but it's not a big. Well, I want to understand what you're saying. That's all. I mean, I'm not trying to call you out or anything. I'm not. It's not an attack. It's just what's up. I seek to understand. Receding water theory. Okay. All right then. All right. Let's see. Euron says Liurnia was hit by the meteorite. We see that in the Lake of Rot. All right. Lake of Rot meteorite. Is it because of the Estelle down here? Is that what makes you think that it was hit by a meteorite? Or is there a structure or something that you see that I'm missing? Euron? Could it be this giant thing? Too bad we can't go up here. Why even put this on the map? We can't go up here. Ah, the glintstone protrusions. All right, let's go look. I'm curious. Oh, let me put this away. All right. Okay, I got to see this freaking huge thing. And honestly, I've never looked up. My oldest thing of advice that I give people: always look up, and I didn't follow it. Oh, no, I'm being summoned. Oh, it's lightning? Oh, God. All right. Ancient Dynasty. Boss says the second water people. Dun, dun, dun. What have we here? On top of the giants, Dark Knight and Credo. Oh. Oh, that was easy. Got him. I did stuff. All right, let's see. Where's the capital? I guess you mean that one right there, huh? That is huge. Do you mean that right there? That that stuff? I don't know. I don't see that as a. You must not be talking about that one. You said it was huge. That one? Oh, that's okay. Well, let me think about it. I'm not saying that you're wrong. It very well could be that whole cluster could be a meteor, right? But what do we know about glintstone, right? It grows, it spreads, it infects, just like a lot of other things in this world. I don't know. I I for one wouldn't think that was. I would think that was just growth of the glintstones from the surface, and that we see in this area. Because they got the glintstone cave right here, or crystal cave, and we see that there. We also see another crystal cave here. So we know the land is littered with whatchamacallit, glintstones. And if glintstones continue to grow and they spawn more and more, kind of like bamboo, I wouldn't, it would not be surprising to see them grow down into this open area, this cavern. Glintstones come from space. Um, oh, that is a good question. A part of me wants to say yes, but but I mean, if it comes from space, right? We don't know where the impact is, right? It could have been anywhere, and then it's just growing, it's spreading out because there's glintstone down here, like really growing over here, right? But we can't get underground over here, so we don't know how bad it is over here underground, right? It could have. What I'm saying, it could have landed anywhere and then grown out, spreading. Oh, what the? Thank you. But yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. Well, what is this? Oh, nice. Hmm. The crystal ceiling. Let's see. The crystal ceiling could be the water from Liurnia filtering through the stone, making the crystals because it's glints. Because it's not glintstone, it's impure crystals because of its color. Oh, interesting. Well, boss. Let me ask you this, boss. Are you sure about the color? Because there is a lot of red in here, and it is kind of dark, so that may be throwing off that color. Maybe. Because yeah, that glintstone is like a sky blue, isn't it? Let's go daytime. Oh, I burnt the Erd tree, so everything's gonna be. But dang. All right. All right. Yeah. Here's a glintstone. Aqua. Oh well. Well, boss. Look. There's that dark glintstone there. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Euron says there's a meteorite in the mine north of the academy, I believe. Yeah, every mine has a meteorite in there. No, I did not, or did the rot corrupt it like the crystallians? Ooh, I mean that. Well, we know rot can corrupt anything. It's corrupting Radon's great rune, and so it can corrupt the Elden Ring, so I don't see why it would not be able to corrupt this stuff and like it does the Crystallians. Boss, you could be right. We may need to check without the red. Yeah. Steven, welcome back, man. Hey guys, just got here and did the rot create the glintstone? Or did the rot create the glintstone? I don't think so. And the only reason I say no, that I don't believe so, is because I have not seen or heard anything or read anything that would connect the two. But that doesn't mean it's not true. All right. Boss says, check the crystal shard in your inventory. Is it the same type of cave underground? The crystal shard in my inventory? Crystal shard. Crystals. Oh, like the crystal darts? Oh, these? These are like aquamarine, or is there something else? Does crystal equal glintstone? I would assume so, Rattle. If if it's that aquamarine color. If you look at the crystal staff, it almost looks like the shaman symbol. Welcome back. Oh, here or Talia. I don't know how to Italian. Welcome back, Calistral. The crystal. Let's see the crystal. The crystal staff. I don't think I have any staffs in my inventory. All right, let me go. Let me find a grace real quick. The crystal staff. Wait. Nope. Staffs are here. No, where are staffs? Oh, here it is. Oh, holy shit. I mean, holy shit. That looks really close to that. Wow. The Crystalian's faint cognition is known as the wisdom of stone. The staff can be wielded by those of high intellect, high enough to grasp wisdom. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's that's a very good parallel there. That there may be a connection there. Indeed, impossible for human enhances crystalline sorceries. Wow. Let's see. Let's see. Glintstone is the crystallized vitality of the stars, but there's purity levels, if I'm not wrong. I don't know enough about glintstone, so you could be right. Um, the whole carrion and glintstone stuff as sorceries are my weakness. Welcome back, Nostal. It's called Crystal Shard. It's in the crafting page. Okay. Crafting. Oh, we'll do all items, right? We'll look for a crystal shard. Crystal darts? Long ago, it said that that a golem crafter employed a similar crystal tool. It's cracked crystal. You find it on the rotten one in the halleck tree, if I remember. It's cracked crystal. Oh wait, is it? It's a crafting item. It's not a crafting material. Is that what are you saying? Uh, is that all the crafting material? Oh, cracked crystals right here. A cracked, impure, degraded, and altogether unremarkable crystal material used for crafting items, widely found in crystal tunnels. Okay. Um. Well, this doesn't say that it's going. Perhaps, Inquisitors. Perhaps there is crystal, and when crystal is imbued with magic or sorceries or from the primeval current, it becomes glintstone. What do you think about that? That's the color of the big crystal. I see the big crystal. The ones underneath. I mean, it's definitely impure. Yeah, degraded. So okay, yeah, that because it's got that darker purplish on the bottom in the center. And alas, now that its tail is glintstone, it can no longer beguile potential mates. Oh, so that's the funny thing about glintstone. We got to be when thinking about it, we always got to remember that it's some type of infection or something, because we see it turn people into glintstone. We see it turning wildlife, insects. There's something fishy about it. Might sit in the Inquisition chair to think about this later. Yeah, you should. There's something. What's this guy want? He's got blue eyes. One blue that way and one blue the other way. What? Did you see him eat those worms? Were those the same worms that come out of Mitra? Mater? Could the entire lands between be infected by those worms? It's like the Scarlet Rot. It's like Scarlet Rot, the Glintstone Dragons and Ezekiel. Right. There's something weird about the Glintstone that I don't think a lot of people are picking up on, or just simply ignore because it's so subtle, right? Does the original Glintstone, Euron says, does the original Glintstone from space have a different color compared to the Glintstone? I don't know. And I'm pretty sure if... I can run down here and look at this tunnel, but I think the meteors, if I believe correctly, I think every meteor is gold. Rattle says, I always wondered if they grow from residual life or spirit energy in the air and water. That sounds like a question for Boss. Boss will have your answer. I'm going the wrong way. That's a good question, though. If that is a good question because I'm not sure where that comes from. You want me to try the Academy Cave first? I can do that. Aren't the Glintstone dragons blinded so the Glintstone detracting you in place of its eyes? Detecting you? Okay. All right. I don't know if the dragons are blind. I'm not sure if they're... I've never looked that hard while I was fighting them. Kind of scary. If they are... That's a curious thing. I wouldn't know how to answer that. Close your eyes. The future's bright. Or is the future... Or whatever Corinth says. Let's go look. No, too much color. Let's get the white light. What's up, Manufactual? How you doing, man? We're discussing Glintstone. And the different... Where it comes from, what it's doing, and what's its secret. All right. Boss, it is a dark purple in here. Could this be that corrupted, degraded version? Is it corrupted because it's closer to the rot lake underneath? The impure crystals, not enough glintstone in them. Or maybe not enough life force. Not enough life, maybe. Rattle Boyale. Oh, what's this? So, residual life equals spirit. Maybe the buried rot city area emits spirits into the earth above, turning the water blue on the map and permeating the area with higher spirit concentration. Possible, possible. Boss says, reminds me of how we rate quartz. Oh. Okay. I don't remember if there's a meteorite in this boss room, but we will see. All right, let's see. Power up one more time. Got the Goon Squad. All right, let's do it. Goon Squad. Damn, they didn't waste no time, did they? Dang, I really should get a hammer. Good squad. Oh, y'all got him, good squad. I'm just let y'all do the work. Let's see. I don't see a meteorite. Oops. All right, let's go. Doing work. Y'all can rest now. Like Spirit Color Cave has all the water and is filled with spirits. Well, there's definitely water here. And if we fall in line with Boss's theory, water equals spirits. And this is that good clear water too. Does that mean, okay, if it's clear water, oh, did my game crash? Let me ask this. If it's clear water, does that mean that the glintstone has sucked up all the spirits out of the water? What other meteorites? We just find two crystallians and they're guarding this I guess this chapel elevator. Euron. Oh, unless Euron, you unless Euron, you think that every glintstone is a meteorite. Am I understanding you that way? I think I think it may originate from space. The Great Hollow from Night Rain works the same, sapping the night, thus the dark, impure ones there. Terra Magica. Okay, let's see what this says. Once the sigil would be cast from the highest belfry of the academy, covering the entire institution ground. This spell allows such vivid experience of spellcasting access. It turns many a fledgling into a true sorcerer in a flash of newfound understanding. But they don't do it anymore. Why? Glintstone is from space. Glintstone is space vitality, different from native spiritual energy. I think there's another crystalline boss fight in a mine with a giant glowing meteor mound in the middle. Perhaps this is what Euron is alluding to. And that's what I'm thinking too. But like I said, I think each one of those mines is a golden meteorite. Let's take this crucible current and let's get out of here. Let's go look at the mine. All right, so this is the mine. We're heading towards this mine here. Glintstone is space vitality different from... Oh, yeah, I read that. Okay. Euron. I think the gold may be the core. Of course, Of course, much of it would break apart by the time it reached that depth. Yeah. And probably we don't know how much of it broke off either entering the atmosphere as well. Let's see. Moon says the moon altar is knowing, and it is really a lot of crystal flakes. In consequence, the crystal in the region. Which moon altar? Hart says, in Night Rain, Noclateo has one of the cleanest waters with lots of spirits. So I guess, Hart, I guess that would throw that theory. That would answer that question if clean water means no spirits, right? Steven says, is there any chance glintstone is moon rocks? Is there any in Elden Ring besides memory stones from the Black Moon? That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know if they could be considered that, or if their origin is that. I don't know enough about glintstone. That sounds like it should be a question of the week. That's a good question. Here's that cracked crystal again. All right, we're just going to bum rush to the boss. And then we'll teach him a lesson. and manners. Rattle says Randy's quest line place. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you said, boss. All right, after I get done here, we'll go look at there. Unless something else comes up. Well, you know about those big sorcerer meatballs with all their faces? Oh, yeah. The graven masses, right? Oh yeah, the graven masses. There's that one in Rhea, and there are crystals and stuff floating all over the place in the air. So what are you saying? Are you saying that all are we in like coming to an agreement that glintstone has to do with spirits? Is that what you're trying to tell me? There's a lot of glintstone here. They're definitely mining it. Oh, very reminiscent of the Forsaken Hollows, by the way. All right, you can see the meteor from here. It's gold. Let's see. Well, you know the okay. The fake stars are just magic. The fake stars are just magic particles floating. Estelle, in his fight, has more particles around him when you fight him. In my opinion, yes. Euron says Glintstone can hold spirits like a battery. Okay. Oh, you know what? You know what? Euron, and we see Selen do that. Selen passes her spirit from one doll to another, like a thumb drive. I agree, Euron. Let's see. Nostal, Glintstone can hold spirits like Selen's soul, but I think they are related to stars. Nostal. Man, I gotta. I'm sorry, gotta catch up with chat. Me and Nostal are on the same page here. Let's see. Boss says they work almost the same as if we see it as some type of matter. Both have crystal and liquid form, and both have a kind of cycle. A liquid form. Boss, can you tell me what that liquid form is of glintstone? I think I might be missing it, man. Is it a sorcery or something, or somewhere in a sorcery I haven't read? Primal glintstone is the thumb drive. Let me see. Let's look and see if I have something like that in key items. Primal glintstone. Maybe it disappears when I reset the game every time. Yeah. Oh, Rennie. Steven says, Stefan? Sorry. The primal glintstone is dark blue, so darker means more memory on the thumb drive. That could be it. Check the talismans. Check the talismans. Okay. Oh, we got the graven mass here. Primeval current is a forbidden tradition of glintstone sorcery. To those who cleave to its teaching and the act of collecting sorcerers to fashion them into the seeds of stars is all but another path of scientific inquiry. Oops. Hmm. These were given to Godwin's Knights. All right. Oh, right here. Primal Glintstone Blade. The old sorcerers would slice open their hearts with these blades and imbue a primal glintstone with their soul, and thus did they die. Welcome back, your heroes. Liquid like celestial dew? I'm not sure. Boss says the magic we shoot, in my opinion, is the liquid form of flowing in their difference in a solid crystal. So okay? I could see that. I can see that you think that you could see that. But when we shoot magical spells, there's always like that crystal with it, right? Primal Glintstone Talisman. You passed it there. Yeah. Okay, I found it. Okay. So they hold the soul data. Yeah. Now, is it only Primal Glintstone that does it, or is it all Glintstone that's doing it? And I'm starting to lean that all Glintstone is holding spiritual energy. It's sapping the spirit water. Yeah, that's what you think it grows from? Yeah. Glintstone, Glintstone, Glintstone. Yikes. Oh, I got an arrow in the ass. Right in the booty cheek. Look at that. Nobody look. Oh, what the hell? He was really trying to win. Wow. Wow. The tenacity. You got to respect it. Is it just one? Poor guy. Wow. Okay. That spell should be stronger. Yes, Glintstone is from space, boss says, if we see it without the fancy words. All Glintstone holds data. Selen just uses a perfected technique to preserve herself and other great sorcerers back in the day. And perhaps, Stephen, Run of the Witch, the Snow Crone, could still be alive. Hell, she could be pretending to be Ranny. All right, here we go. Maybe spirit residual life gets in. Maybe spirit residual life gets in the water, the air, the rock, and we see it where spirit is most convert, convin. What is that word? Why can I not read sometimes? It is said that the spirit stone description, even stones evaporate. That's true. Rather space energy, I'd say, Nostal says. And he uses a ring. And he uses a ring? Crystal caves are heavily curated because of water. I imagine glintstone on Elden Earth has been sliding into my water cycle since they failed a gazillion years ago. Yeah. Let's see. Rattle hit the head on boss's theory. I can't typo. I meant to say concentrated. Oh, okay. The air, the rock, and to see, and we see it where a spirit is most concentrated. Okay. Okay. I see what it says. Yeah, that seems to make sense. The spirit springs we jump is spirit air. Oh shit. Oh shit. A fallen star beast egg, by the way. I think Selin is the helmet. That's an amazing bit of theorizing there, Rattle. I once wrote a fan fiction in Final Fantasy XIV where the antagonist was a mask and not the actual person wearing the mask. Let's see. Just put onto other bodies and she takes over. Yep. Yeah. That could be true. But Rattle, how do you explain the whole spirit stone thing? Glintstone, her primal spirit stone or whatever. I forget what it's called. Guys, check out my theory. I have this in I have it I have this in it. Enter the Discord. Blah. Check out my theory. I have it in the Discord. Okay, boss, we're gonna have to check it out, man. Insert Discord link. Where is it? Let me grab one real quick, boss. Copy. Right. Is it the right one? Inquisitor. The Golden Inquisition. Here is the Discord link to anybody that wants to join the Discord. Dang, I was really far behind on the chat and blah 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 blah. No, Redo. All of Southern's bodies have helmets like they're yeah, Steven, that is correct. Bro, where can I find your story? Can I read it? I am writing a book as well. Bro, you don't want to read my stuff. Ask Calistro. It's horrible. I wrote a book once. I had to do it under a pen name because it was horrible. Let's see. Dun dun dun. Anyways, it's like book 17 out of 22. It wouldn't make any sense. Hold on, let's see. Not Godwin. Ponder the orb. Not Godwin. You know what? Not Godwin is so cool. Let me tell you something. That guy is the coolest. Let's see. Rattle says, okay. He's talking to somebody else. Okay, Calistral says, it was fun and funny. What? Oh, the book? My books? Maybe. Horrible things. Anyways. All right, so Inquisitors, let us come to a consensus then. Shall we put it to a vote that we've come to a consensus that the Gunstone is sucking spiritual energy out of the air, the water, and the land itself? Press 1 for yes and 2 for no. That's what we'll do. That's how we'll vote. And this will be the first consensus vote of the Inquisition, of the Golden Inquisition. Nossel always going to be. Nossel doesn't get a vote. What was the question? Sorry, I was in Arc Raiders. Okay, here is the question. Are we coming to the consensus that the glintstone is sucking up spiritual energy from the earth, water, and air, and that's what gives it its color? Germans never compromise. We got one vote. I got one vote. I voted 2. I vote 1. I vote 1. Germans. 2. Okay, we got 2 negatives. Okay, all right. Unless we have a large majority, we can't come to a consensus. Oh, Steven's got 1. Okay, your Firos and Durit. May I ask why you put 2? I'm curious. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Not to put you on the spot. Just wondering. Oh, Blood the Glintstone. Oh, 3. Nozzle. Somebody demote this guy. Your fear says we have red and yellow glintstone. I don't remember if there's are more. Is there red and yellow glintstone? Blood glintstone. Man, okay. All right, Ferris, you've put doubt in my mind. Your Ferris has put doubt in my mind. We will continue the Inquisition and ask more questions. Aren't those from like sacrifices, rituals, red glintstone? That is? Yeah, the bleed spells. The bleed spells. Let us look at these bleed spells. The bleed sorceries? These? The Briars of Sin? Let me. I'm not sure which ones. The dude's hat. The dude's hat. It says the red glintstone requires sacrifice to create. Amber and glintstones are 2 faces of the same coin. Yeah, the dude's hat. The dude's hat. I think the crystals are spirit linked, but I don't know if they are sucking up spirit energy around us. I have to look and think more. Okay, Dorit, that's fair. And if I said your name wrong, I apologize also. Just different life material. We have natural spirits, crystals, glintstones, and earth tree amber. Dude, the attacks us in the round table hold, and the red invader not ensues. Not inside. Oh. Okay. I know who you're talking about. That's Big Hat. What's his face? Okay. That's this guy, Albert. Albert was a lofty yet disturbed heretical sorcerer said to have been driven mad by jeering tongues during his service at the Round Table Hold. Long ago, set with red glintstone, said to be formed by the blood of sacrifices, strengthens thorn sorceries. It's in the blood. Okay. So Formed by the blood of sacrifices. What could that mean? Well, blood has spiritual energy, maybe. And he formed it into a crystal, into a glintstone. Where's his? Maybe, let me find the rest of his gear. Let's see what else I can say. Set with red glintstones and said to be formed by the blood of sacrifice. Blah. During tongues. Okay, let me read his. Where is his? Is right here. Blood sacrifices. Blah blah blah. Same. All right. Let me just double check his pants if he has pants. If it gives any other clue. Golly, I don't know what it's called. Is it this one? This one. Arbrix trousers. I heard it was sorcerer. Blah blah. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. There's 3 types of vitality crystals. So, why did he go mad from mocking? Because he was bullied. That's why he went mad. You're on. If amber is sap, then what is glintstone? Crimson spiritual energy. What's wild is if you modify his hat and see what's underneath. Okay. Let's go look at this. Let me double check that. I've never seen. I've always played a faith build, so I have no idea about these glintstones and stuff, their gear. All right, let me modify his hat. Let's see. Alter garments. Oh, what the hell? Does he have like a third eye? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Let's see. Does it change anything? Arbrick was aloof and just no, still the same. Okay, so he was like turning into Lusat, and what's his name? The glintstone was growing into his brain, or maybe it was already taking him over. Perhaps, when it destroys the brain or takes over the brain, does that mean that it's completely taking over the body, and the body's just a husk, and the glintstone is alive itself now? Amber is a lie. It's just crystallized vitality from the air tree. Interesting. I don't know, but it's nightmare fuel in my opinion. Oh yeah, definitely. Almost a face reveal. Almost. Did Lusat die? I thought things couldn't die in Lightspeed. Well, we use the term loosely, right? Because things can't die from old age, but they can be killed. And if he loses control of himself, he's technically dead in a way, metaphorically speaking. Check Lena's Rise in Caleb. This place has yellow or gold glintstone. Neophiros, I'm heading there now. Lena's Rise. And that's over here, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second to get there. All right. They stick glintstone to their heads for extra memory storage. Maybe. But with the way it's like an invasive species almost. The way it grows makes me think that they're not doing that. I think Stefan. I think they're becoming infected with glintstone, because even like the fireflies, glintstone fireflies, they're not sticking that to themselves. They're becoming infected with glintstone, and yeah, and especially like the miners. The miners were once whatchamacallit, sorcerers that were not very good at sorcery. Wait, oh wait, is it inside the rise? It's Tiberium? Oh my god, Command and Conquer. I've not heard such a thing in such a long time. It is. I missed. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I would say this is laced with gold, right? It's laced with whatever. Oh man, yeah, that's definitely got some. I want to say it's got something to do with the greater will. Something gold. Gold is always faith, greater will, something sacred, right? Could this? Oh shit. Oh, excuse me. Does this mean? Could this mean, ladies and gentlemen, inquisitors, one and all, new and old? Could this mean that this right here was a huge hint that says this is telling me this was a huge hint before Emir that faith spells and incantations or glintstone sorcery were all the same. It was the same thing. I bet you if they continued to process this, they would have been able to cast incantations. I think Albrecht was dependent on producing red glintstones because why else would he put up with the bullying and the point it drove him mad? Hmm. He may have been. You mean dependent, like as in you're on? You mean like kind of like addicted to it, like a drug? Steven, they're all in close contact to glintstone, so they get infected. But I think sorcerers willingly put it in their head to begin with. When then it takes over. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's really 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 possible. Impure glintstone mixed with gold. Could be. Good boss, yeah. That's also a possibility. It looks like glint was sucked out of the stone. It looks like the glint was sucked out of the stone. Or it was imbued with faith. Both are possible. We all come from the great one. Of course we do. Except for you. And me. I don't. I come from the better one. So praise the sun. Oh, thank you. Yeah, praise the sun. That brings a tear to my eye. It looks like they tried to make a graven mask, but with faith builds. That's entirely possible. Could that man? They could have been doing that with this. Where's Sullen? Is she in here? There she is. Poor guy. No, that's not her. Let's see. I agree with Emir and Glintstone is just a intelligence amber, a mirror from normal amber and the crystal water cycle. Boss, you're throwing out nukes over there, man, of logic. I agree. I'm almost 100% behind that. Yeah, I think Albert needed it almost like an addiction, but maybe it kept him alive. Right? Right? I can see that. I can see that. I come from the always one time greater than you one. Nostal. Cheers. Cheers. Yo Pharaoh says perhaps Mikla had something to do with this place. There's an Erdtree avatar of Mikla nearby. Does it say Erdtree Avatar of Mikla? I have to go look. I'm curious. Is there no way to knock that door down? Is it faith because we believed they could become stars, but it was impossible, thus no intelligence? Maybe. Let's see. Blood glintstone is just intelligence, blood magic, sorcery. I don't know. What the hell? I already have it, I guess. We got pink glintstones, I guess, or some type of pink crystal, green crystals. Oh man, this is gonna throw off everything here. Whoops. No, there went the evidence. All right, we got more evidence over here. All right, so is this glintstone too then? Green and pink. I'm just trying to say many things in Elden Ring are the same with another name and state. Okay, I agree with that. Euron says those look like minerals as opposed to crystals. Okay. He did the thing. Seems like a geology box. Yeah. He did the thing, and did I do it? So we aren't looking at a bunch of gravestones in lands between, but stones with runes like spirit catchers. Interesting. Oh shit. Do these books have pictures in them? No. Oh, there's that black moon, the one that got destroyed. Look how small it was. Or not the black moon. What's it called? The black moon or is it dark moon? That's definitely it. Hey, look at that. They have a no problem, Rattle. What the gold pieces represent? Probably the sun. Oh, you know what else? Wait, there's also yeah, I would say the sun because they wouldn't know that what the sun looks like, maybe. They just know it's a source of light in the sky. But it all in Tarnished Archaeologist, one of his videos, he found that little golden moon behind the other moons. Maybe that's what that represents. But it looks like it's fire, so I'm going to say the sun. On our map, let's see. Oh, I see. Yeah. On the compass. On the pin. Yeah. Oh, snap. You know what? Yeah. Who said that? Rattles. Man, you're on point. I think it's the mechanical part of the astral globe. It could be. It could be nothing came in. Welcome back though. Oh, snap. But the thing is that there was two of them, right? And they Oh, maybe we can tease out something now that it's broken. Snake motif. Is that snake or dragon? Some type of dragon serpent. But there's two of them though, so it tells me that it's representing something else because it definitely has other orbits like an atom. We can't leave any evidence in here. Heresy. There's a Mikla behind the tower too. Is there? Poor scholar, yes. Crystals preserve, but sadly, for scholar, it's not a cure for aging. Nope. Okay. Hart, that's a good statement. Let me ask you a question, Hart, since you brought up Night Rain and the Scholar's Quest. Okay, let me ask you this. So we know that Scholar from Scholar's Quest, right? What he's trying to do. And we also know that the Nightfarers are pulled from different periods in time. Could the Scholar from Night Rains, or just Scholar, whatever his name is, could Scholar be a person who helped develop the second generation Abenorks, or B, he lived in a time before the second generation Abenorks were created? Yes. All right, where is it? Okay. No, don't kill him yet. Let me have a piece. Got him. Is that Ranny? Oh, Ranny, no. Hmm. No, 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 no. It's not. It's not aging that he's. Technically, it is, but it's the aging is the point where their feet become, disappear from reality, right? So perhaps all the female albinorks that we see haven't reached that point yet, or they could be third generation albinorks. Maybe, I don't know. We only know that for right now. We know there's the humanoids and then there's the frog ones. Technically, somebody else made the cure for the aging albinorks. Well, the cure was to make them into frog people. I'd hope scholars at least helped in the creation of the second generation. Yeah, I think his work inspired to turn his kind into the frogmen. Euron says Scummane's Info's new video is about that, then he's one of the best. Oh, the one with the 3 claws, the one that he uploaded like 4 times? Or something like that? I think I saw it. I don't remember though. Techniques say the scholar just created something like the sorcerer's Salon heart and transported his soul. Okay. Heart, yes, maybe the women are the third or could have been the first. We do see the chalice and shadow of the tree. You know, I think Mikla's needle was made with glintstone. You think so? Interesting. What makes you think that? Hart says, I do feel that Scholar is a mirror of Radagon and or Mikla. Interesting. Why do you say that? Wait, there's a Mikla lily, someone said. Sure is. I wonder if, so Mikla must have came here and studied something or learned or was looking for something himself. Oh, snap. He must have learned about the glintstone and with it being imbued with gold. Let's see. Mikla tries to cure his sister, while I believe Radigan was trying to help the misbegotten. Either way, we did find both of them at the Halleck tree. Okay. Okay. I can see that. Your Furos. I can capture the influence of gods. It can capture the influence of gods, just like the supposed dancer in blue against the god of Rot, above the lake of Rot, where there is glintstone. All right, your fears. Let me ask you this. I do have a the choice of word there, capture the influence. That's what it's bothering me. Is it really capturing the influence or is it blocking the influence? I think it's blocking, and that's the way it's presented, or maybe I'm just looking at it that way. It's ward away. Okay, okay. What's the name of this? Is just Putrid Avatar. Who said this was Mikla's tree? I don't remember. Dang. Yeah, the towers. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I'm looking. I don't. Oh, I can't remember. It was me. Look at the weapon. Look at the weapon. Okay. Oh, it's a candelabra. It's a candlestick. It could be the Halleck tree. Yeah, that's, you know what? That is curious indeed. Let me see if I have a weapon that looks like that. Because that does look like the old Mikla Halleck tree, whatchamacallit, symbol. Where is it, Grace? Yeah, it looks like this. It looks like the Halleck tree symbol on this. Man. All right, let's see. I know you get that weapon. What's it say? Because it could. Depending on what that weapon says, it could mean a lot. Here it is. Ceremonial staff depicting the Ur tree in its historic radiance. Professors with rot. Wielded by avatars to protect. Alright, so okay. It man. Look at the bottom of that. That has that. The bottom of this looks very similar to the bottom of the coat of arms there. Whoop. That knot symbol. Okay, but if this is supposed to represent the Ur tree, was Mikla trying? Well, I don't. Okay, well, how do you reconcile that, everybody? It looks like the talisman with the Earth Tree seed, Crimson Seed. Let's look. Oop. Crimson Seed, yeah. That too. Oh, it's also got the worms. The hammer next to the inventory has the same description, but looks totally different. Jacko, welcome back. Back from D&D. What I miss? Man, you missed the whole glintstone discussion. We voted, and the vote didn't pass unanimously for the glintstone memorandum, I guess. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's look at the one next to it. Oh, dang, it's in the all right, let's see. Nope. Oops, what'd I put away? Damn. This one here? All right. This one says ceremonial staff depicting the Ur tree in its historic radiance, wielded by the avatars who protected the minor Ur trees. The avatars emerging in the wake of the Elden Ring shattering were determined to protect the withering Ur tree's offspring. All right, let's look at this. Oh. Oh, I can't roll. I'm so heavy. All right, it doesn't have that symbol on the bottom. This one. All right. This one looks like it's made out of wood. It's definitely got the spiral crosshatch or whatever. The same thing. It kind of reminds me of the worms that we find in ear and limb. Roots, you could say. Roots. I don't know what could those protrusions be. They look like they've been broken off. So we may never know what those are, but let's look at this. This is the Ur tree as we see it in all its glory. Man, those roots are very, Very Cthulhu tentacle-y looking. I don't. That's creepy. And then there's roots behind it. You know, it kind of looks like Cthulhu coming out of the water. That's a weird representation of the Ur tree, if that's what it's supposed to be. The Ur tree with the roots underneath. You know what? Let me throw this idea out to y'all real quick. What if the Ur tree began before the Elden Ring's arrival? Because there's like no Elden Ring imagery anywhere here. What if the Elden Ring cuckooed or usurped the Ur tree? Worms in the tree. We were voting over what? Whether glintstone was absorbing spiritual energy from the air, earth, and water, and stuff surrounding it. This looks like the rune art under Ur tree. All right, let's see. These are just eldritch abominations we got used to. Yeah, Jackal, this is exactly what it is. Dang, just noticed that the trunk looks like a braid, not a straight single trunk. Oh yeah, there is. There is a cross braid there. Dang. So maybe the shadow tree is the real Ur tree. Dun dun dun. Let's see. What else? Maybe the piece between the tree and the roots is the crucible. Oh snap, boss! Boss, man, you're so smart. You're like got a doctorate in detective tree and sleuthing. Yeah, that was the trees before the order. Well, the Crucible era had a great tree. If we believe the Crucible Knight's spear is a tree. Excuse me. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Well, Sullen did say the blue glintstone represents residual life. Yes, but Jackal, how do you reconcile red glintstone and the golden glintstone inside? Where are we? Ellen Page? Lena's Rise. Technique says, Rattle says, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's see. Technique says, the old Elden Ring on Firm Azula also looks similar to this. I don't see it. Honestly, I don't. Rattle says maybe we're looking at a seed that sprouted and became a tree like all the other processes. That's entirely possible. Excuse me. Only if knowing Elden Ring things was a career. If it was a career, boss, we'd all be working for you. But I'd be the janitor because I don't want no responsibilities. We would dunk on fools on trivia night. All right, let's look at that other one. Does anybody know if there's a clean version of this without rot in the game? Maybe I don't have it. Yeah, it definitely looks like the cape, right? All right, so the cave, a better way to look at it is from right here. But you know, there's also another place where we see that pattern here at the bottom of the stem and the top. We see this pattern in the raw ruins, by the way, y'all. Do you want me to show you, or you know where I'm talking about? Let's see. To my understanding, the red glintstone forms from personal sacrifice. Amber glintstone represents divinity in some form, and I would say that would leave blue as some sort of everyone's type of energy. Jackal, that's pretty good. Yeah, because well, from what's his name, Alberts says that it's made from blood sacrifices. And as the glintstone that we see in here definitely has some type of divinity connected to it, whether it absorbed that energy, was imbued with that energy, or it came with that energy. All right, let me go show y'all real quick in the raw ruins. Because if that pattern is on the Halleck tree and on the raw ruins, that means does that mean? Wait, could that mean that? Could that mean that Jack's time traveling Mikla theory could be correct? Stefan says that's why there's no perfect spiral trees, because they're supposed to be burned too, like the original tree in the Halleck tree. Damn, who's Cassie? That guy. Right here on this door. Y'all never caught that? Or you never caught that? Oh yeah, man. That's been boggling me for a while. So, all right. So either, in my opinion, A, Jack and the Mimic's right, Mikla is time traveling, or B, Mikla inherited the Halleck tree. The door represents normalized crucible current. Let me see. It could be, or yeah. So the Halleck tree also represents the normalized crucible current also? That could be C. That's good. Unnormalized. I think the unnormalized crucible current would be that cerulean staff, or whatever it's called, spear, because it's pretty wild looking. So I would go back to saying it represents a normalized crucible current. Normalized crucible current. That must symbolize that everything that dies, energy will be collected by plants. Maybe. It also reminds me of the Elden Stars incantation. Elden Stars incantation. Because of the spiral. Oh, what the hell? Very. Yeah, you could say if you wanted to stretch it a little. In my opinion, only the spiral looks like that. Because this is like really wild. So it may be unnormalized. My eyes see a spiral when looking at the vertical version. The vertical version? The one on the cape? There's a spiral. There are spirals on Romania spells too. Is there? Sure is. I never noticed that. Holy shit. Wow. Technique, you're coming in with too much truth. What is that? What could that possibly what? What could that mean? Could that mean that her religion or whatever that she believed in was a crucible religion that was infected by the rot that she twisted into the rot, or Jesus? Don't the avatars use Elden Stars incantations? No, the doors you are looking. Oh, the doors. Elden Stars, yes, they do. We are Mikla coming soon. Oh my god, you're fearless. Are you really making that? I can't wait to watch it. Don't make it 100 episodes. Just one good theory, please. I talked about Raw in my part 2 of the war. Just like, boss, I gotta catch up with that. I'm gonna have to make your own category. The Water Academy. It seems where's Spiral? Let's see. It seems like the bud was its own thing before the rot, but then they were blended. She was the saint of the bud. That's why maybe the first crucible was the plants. Water sports. Jackal. Wait. I'm gonna shut up. She was saint of the bud, and that's maybe the first crucible was of the plants. Yeah. Okay, Steven. Yeah. Battle, Steven. Yeah. Boss says the goddess statue was the saint of the bud, and she practiced the water cycle and followed the water cycle and had the bud system too. The goddess cycle, the one that we see all chewed up and burnt in Lindell, that goddess statue. My idea is that the bud can spawn a tree on its own, like Melania blood, Kaled. That's interesting. And it's Spiral too, the one here. Oh, that big one. The one that I think is the Glowmite Queen. Okay. All right, all right. Talking about, oh, you know what? Hmm. The one in Kaled. Hold on. That makes me wonder. Dang, I'm gonna be fat rolling. Hold on. That makes me wonder. Cerulean Spear. Where is it? There. Could could that be a thing? Could they be connected? If Romina's is the crucible current or the tree, and then Millennia's rot is connected closer to the Earth tree. Hold on, where was that? Where was that pose? There it is. Man, that looks really close to me. Because it's wild, right? And blocking? No. Dang. Yeah, I think there's some type of connection here.
Ah, welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
Not today. Anyways, we got 1 minute. 1 minute. What do y'all think? Could there be a connection between the crucible and Melina, Romina, and the crucible current?
Welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way. Ah, welcome.
Too many mimics, yeah.
Customer. Yes, right this way.
Oh, this guy's got to go.
Right this way.
He's got to go. I'm sorry. He's got to go. Dang it. I wasted it. I was going to be nice.
Ah, welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
He's hungry. He's hungry for pain. No, I'm playing. I don't think I've killed any of them in this run. Next run, they're all dying. Frenzy flame adherence. Adherences. My baby.
Welcome, dear customer.
Why?
Yes,
Why?
Right this way.
Why? Give him a knuckle sandwich. Y'all didn't know, but that back in the day, old Inquisitor here used to do fisticuffs. Bare knuckle boxing. That's what we used to call it back in the day.
Customer. Yes. Oh, please.
Whoa.
Stop this, good customer.
I used to be pretty good. They used to call me Iron Fist. And then I lost my faith. All right, well, it's 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see.
Welcome.
Oh my God.
Dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
Let's get out of here. Let's go somewhere less ugly. Yeah, you meanie popini. I am. Here's a question for y'all before we end the stream, and y'all can think about this, ruminate this overnight, and I'll look for your answers on Discord. If anybody wants to answer this question on Discord. It's not the question of the week. I'll tell you what that is here in just a second. But if the Erdtree is burning, as you see in my game, the connection that this tree isn't burning, but the sky is red, blood red, what is the significance that I'm missing, that we're all missing? That is the question. All right, so it's 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. I got to end the stream. If you want to join the Discord and continue the conversation there, you can, because the Inquisition is always looking for new theories, new people to talk to. Everybody's friendly. There's no hostilities there. Let's see. There's a link in the chat I just posted. That's also going to be in the notes, the video notes, or whatever they're called. I have no idea. And I'll be back tomorrow, and then I won't be here on Thursday because I will be with my kids. And we're going to eat dinner. So, sorry, Nelson. You'll have to spend a day without me. Let's see. Don't forget, this Sunday, we also have the call-in show for everybody in chat, or anybody in the Discord, really. Can call in and join the queue to speak on the stream and share your theories with us. No judgments, and I may have some questions, but, you know, it's all good. It's a friendly place. What else? That's pretty much it. We have the question of the week also, and that is, and that's going to be the overall topic of the, of the call-in show, but you can discuss it in the Discord if you want as well. The question of the week is, when Gideon says America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he telling the truth, or is he just lying? Like Jackal always says that he's a liar. Like Roger. It's okay, though. I don't believe it. We'll see. I look forward to your answers. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow and talking to y'all on Discord. I'll be here. I'll be around. And everybody be safe. Good night. And see y'all tomorrow. Hold on. What's Jackal say? How dare you? Good night, y'all.